Alright guys, so I hope you're all doing well today. It is actually the start of the week now. It's the 25th, but it's like 12:30 at night. So I'm about to save what I'm doing on the computer. I'm just working up on one of the last 3 Disney vlog videos. I have one more park video to do. I have the departure day, which turned out to be a whole fiasco. So definitely look forward to that and check that out. And then I have the haul video coming up shortly after. But I'm going to save that, call it quits for tonight, and then just hit the hay. That being said, while I was going through some of these videos, I noticed some tips that I picked up along the way, or that I should have known better when I went down there, and it just never clicked in my head. I'll admit this was a very shortly planned trip. Like, it came, I went down to Florida and I said, yeah, I'm gonna come back in 3 months. Like, literally signed up right then and there. I didn't take the 6 months or 2 years to plan out my next trip. I took 3 months. Really didn't plan it out very well, and it was kind of a last minute, spur of the moment type of thing. The next trip though is not until around Halloween, so I have a lot more time to plan that out. But while I was going through there, I figured out some tips that I wanted to share with you guys, but I didn't want to take a whole video to do it, so I'm just going to blurt them out here and we'll get them over and done with. Number 1, know exactly what is going on at the resort when you get down there. Not just the park, but at the resort. The events happening at the parks you can more or less plan for, like the Christmas parks. You know not to go to Magic Kingdom around say Christmas or Easter or President's Day. But while I was at the resort, I didn't know ahead of time. I should have asked if there were any touring groups coming through, but there were a lot of touring groups coming from Brazil, to the point where they were all kids, they were all in high school, they were all loud, and Disney has a quiet time at like 10 o'clock. If you're loud past that point, you're kind of breaking the rule and you can get security called on you. I ended up calling security, the people below me called security, and the people to the left of me called security at one point, because it was so loud, and it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning that these people were doing it, and it was the whole week. You can call and ask to be moved, but I'm not exactly that type of person. There were a few days where it wasn't bad, and I was able just to, I was so tired I just passed out and called it quits right then and there. So just know ahead of time when you get down there, if any events or any groups are going through there. Disney, I would very much appreciate it if Disney going forward were to keep all of these people in one specific building, and to keep all the other tourists in other buildings away from those groups. Don't take it the wrong way. I love kids. I love seeing the excitement that Disney brings to kids at such a young age. But holy cow, when you just have large groups, and the parents, the adults, or the chaperones that were with them were supporting it, they were just having a blast, yelling and everything, and it was, I get it, you guys want to have fun when you're in Disney World, but come on, we all need our sleep. The second thing is to make sure when you go down there that you have the whole event thing taken care of at the parks. When I went down there from a Tuesday to a Tuesday, I hit Valentine's Day, then I hit a weekend, then I hit President's Day, all within my 7 days being down there. President's Day was god awful. I was in Hollywood Studios and no ride. I hardly got to go on any of the rides if you watch the video, just for the fact that the shortest ride was an hour for Star Tours. I waited in line at Tower of Terror for 85 minutes. I figured I didn't have anything going on. I had a fast pass for it, but by the time I actually get through the line, I'll have to use my fast pass. So I said, screw it. I just deleted the fast pass, just waited in line, and went through it. The Flight of Passage ride in Pandora on President's Day, the longest wait that I saw for it was 6 hours. So just know ahead of time that the smaller holidays, even though they're not going to bring as many guests as, say, Halloween or Christmas or New Year's, the smaller holidays will bring in crowds. A lot of people have time off, they're going to go and see them, which I'm not really looking forward to in Halloween, because I'm going closer to the summer months and it's one of the hotter months down there, so I'm definitely going to have to lose some weight. But those are the only 2 tips I have. I don't really have a whole lot that's changed from the last time. This trip was, like I said before, it was kind of short notice, and I probably should have waited, but it was the art, and I loved seeing all the art from the Festival of the Arts in Epcot. The food, my stomach didn't like me. I enjoyed my time there, and I highly recommend going if you ever get a chance to go to the International Festival of the Arts. Highly recommend it. But I am tired and I'm gonna call it quits, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, so it's actually quite a few days past that last video clip that you just saw. It's actually the 30th now, it's Saturday. This past week has basically just been a repeat of last week. Not a whole lot going on, just relaxing. But This past week I did learn something. I'm trying to expand my taste as far as video game original soundtracks go. And one that I started listening to was for Doom. My music, for starters, goes from anything from classical, such as like Mozart or Bach, all the way to Viking metal like Amon Amarth, or like regular like 70s hair metal like or 70s or 80s metal where it's like Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne, that kind of stuff. So I have a really wide range of music. So that wide range of music comes in handy, especially when listening to various types of game soundtracks. Doom is a very good example of that. I listen to Bastion as well, which I'll show a picture of the Bastion one right here, just so you guys can remember, because I know I talked about it in a past video, but not like recently at least. This one is very metal. It starts out very metal. If you're into that kind of thing, it's awesome. Great soundtrack. You can get it on iTunes for like $9.99. Downloaded the digital one, and I absolutely love it. What I love about both the Bastion one and this soundtrack is that they both create an atmosphere even when you're not playing the game. To me, a soundtrack for a video game is really good when it can create the atmosphere of the video game even when you're not playing it. Like Skyrim, for example. Skyrim's a great one. I can listen to that one all day and it feels like I'm in the tavern, or like the Battered Mare, or just roaming around the countryside. So after listening to that soundtrack for Doom, I figured, you know what, I really want to play Doom. I haven't really played it since I got it. It was one of those games at Christmas where you get it and you have so many games to go through, and by the time you get to like, there's one game that you might pass over. Doom, for me, unfortunately, was that game. Tried playing it, it damn near killed my PlayStation. So I have one of the earlier versions of the PS4 with the 500 gigabyte system, and it overheated it so much within 15 minutes that it went into standby mode. Took it apart, cleaned it out, dusted it out. It's spotless now, really clean, runs great. When not playing Doom, I started Doom back up and it did the same thing 15 minutes later. This game, for some reason, just takes a whole lot out of your systems. So this one, unfortunately, is going to have to go on the back burner for a long time, unless I'm able to get a new PS4, which I really don't want to do right now. That's money I don't want to put towards that, and I'd rather put it towards a house. Speaking of which, one thing I want to do when I get my own house, get a whole lot more light. This one is really nice for a smaller area, but when I'm shooting and it's night outside and my room is pretty dark otherwise, I mean, there's not a whole lot of light. The only light source is literally coming from that. Well, and my computer, you could probably hear it in the background. But I really need some light, so I'm gonna have to put some money into having some good light sources, especially if I want to keep making vlogs full time and take this a little further. So my mom picked up something for me today and wanted me to try it out. So I thought, what better way to do it than to show it to you guys? Look at that. I'm really not sure about this. Pancake and syrup Peeps. Let's give it a try. So the first thing, focus. So the first thing I noticed about these, as soon as I opened up the package, oh my god, that syrup is strong. It literally smells like they just dumped a thing of syrup on these. So color-wise, there's not much different than them. I mean, they're a lighter brown, obviously, but they look exactly like other Peeps. I'm not really sure what to think about these. They taste like maple syrup. I can kind of get the hint of pancake. But that sugary, grainy feel to it, that is different. That is very different. It does taste like pancakes and syrup, which is very weird, especially for a sugary Easter candy. But if I had to give it a 1 through 10 rating, as far as Peeps go, I really don't care for Peeps. So I always give them like a 1 or a 2. This one I would give a 3. It actually does taste like pancakes and syrup. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to stay tuned for my Disney haul video, which should be coming out shortly after this one. Actually did pick up some really cool things this trip, so I'm very excited to show you guys. But I will see you all next time. Take care and peace out.